Pick a card, spirit regarding your gifts and your third eye. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychicmd and I'm here to do your reading. We are doing another pick a card for you, as per usual. But I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of Sagey Sage forms prior to getting started. Today we are going to be visiting about your gifts. This could be anything from your current gifts or what you are about to manifest as far as having a gift. If you guys know, then you know, right? So we're going to get a little bit of Sagey Sage and Rosemary because we can. And we'll get started here. If you want, you can fast forward and just jump to your reading. That is perfectly all right as well. And here we are. I'm going to rely on that to light my incense as well. Today we're going to be using these gorgeous cards. So, your gifts, essentially your third eye. What does Spirit have to say about your gifts? Your third eye, please. Your third eye. Pile number 1. Pitta. Pile number 2. Buddha. And pile number 3. Tapas. Take a good look at your cards. Let me zoom in here. And I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile 1. My name is Griselle with Psychicmd and I'm here to do your reading. We're going to get a little bit of incense. The Sagey Sage is still burning. And for those of you new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you. For those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. You chose a beautiful Pitta card. I'm going to read briefly from this little book. And it says, fire and water are two of the most powerful elements that can create and destroy anything. Together, they create Pitta, which is empowering you today. You're in a determined place in your life. You know what you want, and a fire has been set under your seat to achieve it. You're setting goals for yourself and focused on the task on hand. Perhaps it is time to emerge as a leader and teach others your strength and your wisdom. You're transforming the world with your actions. Don't lose connection with the water within you. And remember to play. To play. Okay, so we are going to do an energy check. We're going to visit a couple of different things. We're going to see what spirit wants you to know. But prior to that, we're going to do an energy check. And then we're going to do, as per usual, best course of action. So let's just do an energy check, please, for pile 1. Energy check regarding gifts and what Spirit has to say. And these came up all wild. So I'm going to take this one, the Queen of Wands. A lot of purple being addressed here. Mover and a shaker and a business maker in the world. Okay. Now we have the Knight of Swords. I always get this confused with the 8 because it looks like an E, but it is not. And then we have the 9 of Cups, okay? And that is your overall energy currently. So right now you could be thinking about taking a business further than you ever have before. You could be telling me that you are taking inspired action. You are doing a little prying. I heard a little dying. I don't know what that's about. A little bit of a research. You are thinking about ending some things in order to adventure into a new rendezvous, a new endeavor. I realize those two are two vastly different things, but I'm telling you exactly like I hear it, okay? Now, with this card right here, I feel like you're pursuing your 9 of Cups. I'm hearing that you know your worth. You're pursuing your 9 of Cups. But there's some element with the investigation card right here that isn't quite being put into play just yet. So with all this energy right here, I feel like you do have a lot of gifts to manifest. And simply because the wands, this one appears like it's two wands or something. I don't know what's going on. It looks a little bit chaotic. Let's bring this more to the forefront. So with your third eye, I feel like you could be getting a lot of messages, a lot of downloads, and not really quite sure how to handle it or how you're supposed to perceive these new messages and these things going on, which is why there's need to do a little bit of an investigation or a research, if you will, right? I'm not liking the lighting here, but here we are. Okay, well. Anyways, moving on. You are really being highlighted right here. Like with the fire under your seat, basically, is a world. There's an ending that has to happen here. And I feel like you know it, but you have a very small globe in your hand compared to what is implicated in the womb here. I'm getting a lot of manifestation vibes, a lot of mother vibes, a lot of conception. So you may have a lot of ideas and things like that. Now, it appears for all intents and purposes that it is out of the womb. I'm looking at this and it seems to reflect her stomach quite a bit, which tells me that you're trying to bring your talents, your gifts out into the world. Now, it could be spiritual talents or gifts, but they could be really anything that you want it to be. And in your hand, I feel like you brought them out in a small way. Maybe what you think is a small way. Maybe a lot of people are not seeing your content. If you're a content creator and your desire and your wish and your overall vibe is seeking that ninth cup. That ninth cup is your true happiness, your desire, what it is that you really wake up in the middle of the night and you start dreaming and scheming and pouring things into your cup, if you will. Okay. I feel like there's something in your world, right, that has outrun its purpose that you've graduated from, and you are taking these skills, but you view them, you yourself view them as small skills. What is this Eight of Swords here? I'd like to know a little bit about current energy check for part 1. What is this? Did I say Eight of Swords? This is the Knight of Swords. Hello. A Two of Wands. Okay, so you're just investigating and seeing which way do I go, George, right? So it's about which way do I go. It's about making choices, options. This is hard to see, but it appears to me like a globe, you stepping forward into the globe, and a period of time where you're trying to make an assessment. Do I choose the old and outmoded, the things that I've done, the things that I'm good at, utilizing my current skills, or do I nurture this thing that I view has great potential, but I don't really know where it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to gather momentum and things like that. If this is your story and if this is your current energy check, then this is your reading. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up here. And we're going to look at what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. You are not supposed to get ahead of me, but here we go. Here we go. What Spirit wants you to know: fortunate and sophisticated. I had no intention on using these cards, but apparently we're doing it. And you ask, why do I have them here? So they can slide within camera view. If I don't intend to use them, well, just because. So fortunate, you have a pioneering spirit that can manifest abundance easily. All that you touch turns to gold. Luck seems to be on your side. And so this is kind of reinforcing what we talked about before. You may think that it's not really the biggest thing, or that you're really good at something, or that it could be something that could be sold. For example, I'm always with the ideas. I always have a ton of ideas. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I feel like I should sell my ideas to other people who can actually kind of like work on them, jump on it, and get going on it. But it would be anything from like soap making, or, you know, using like luxury products and things like that to bring to the forefront. Homemade things. So it could be any of those things, like bath bombs or things that are aesthetically beautiful, or your psychic abilities. It could be anything. But sophisticated, you have a higher understanding of sex and sexuality. It's authentic and inspiring, often having a shocking effect on people and provoking insecurity in others. What? Are you making people insecure, pile number 1? With all that pitta energy, what is going on here? But I feel like you're very much in tune with your sexuality. Fire always reminds me of, you know, having a fire. It could be a fiery nature, but it could simply be sensuality, sexuality, things like that. So that's pretty cool. But this is definitely saying give it a go. You are golden. This lady is gold from her neck all the way down, presumably to her feet. skin or lips are even gold. So I feel like everything that you do touch is going to turn to gold. Now, what Spirit wants you to know? What does Spirit want you to know? 2 cards here. Guilt. Guilt could be affecting you. So it's going to be, wow, okay, it's going to be really important that you remain impartial. And it seems like this person is over here like ironing, and she's a quintessential like provider or a mother, or doesn't have to be the, you know, a female. It could be whatever, but this is like providing for family, like the perfect home, walking out GQ magazine and still having that immaculate house and the image and all the things. But maybe perhaps you're feeling guilty that the more you focus on work, the more other duties have to be let go of, or you have to kind of delegate those to other people in order to pick up the slack. Or you could be saying that perhaps you feel guilty for not being the perfect mother. This one in the background, even though she's surrounded by purple right here, and purple, of course, is a nod to the third eye. I'm going to say that this could be even like having drinking problems or things like that. So you could be kind of like having that devil angel on your shoulder, or having, this could be speaking about the past and how you've had to fight some demons, and haven't we all? And so there's a need for forgiveness. And, you know, both pails right here, one says paint and the other one ain't. So I want you to look at that real close. And I happen to do this like between the pre-shuffle. This ain't right here, ain't paint. That's kind of interesting. And so I feel like you're really impartial, and there's a need to look at things with a new sobriety, a new way of looking at things. And it's like, okay, well, we can't change the past. We can change, you know, moving forward. We can look at today, make different decisions so that we can forge and foster our future and those that we love as well around us. So for we're feeling guilt at all, it's going to be important that you really, you know, ask for forgiveness or do whatever it is that you need to do to be able to forgive yourself to move forward. It's not going to be helpful for you to use that fire, right? Because this is reflected your, not your solar, come on. Oh my goodness, the orange chakra doesn't come to mind right now. The sacral, hello. So the sacral chakra, you know, it could have, you're carrying around a lot of guilt and things like that. So it's going to need some time to leave your body, because you're carrying that around in your body and it's holding you up. It's holding you back, and it's not really here to help you. So that's what Spirit wants you to say. They want to acknowledge that we understand that it is human nature for us to feel guilty and to look back and maybe to cling to things, woulda, shoulda, coulda, that kind of an idea. But it's not really productive, and it's not helpful for us nor our loved ones in the current state or in the future to have those guilty feelings. So it is best to really make amends, or to, you know, act on it if that's a possibility. Moving on. I'm just a little bit caught by ain't paint. That's really interesting to me. But it's going to be very important that you are impartial at this point in time, and to know that everything is equitable energy. It doesn't have to be equal, and you can't, again, cure or fix anything that you've done in the past, but you can kind of take all of your experiences and move forward in this venture. Prayer. So this is solar plexus color. And this is somebody, you know, sipping on lemonade. When life gives you lemons, you make what? Tequila. Just kidding. You make lemonade. So this is about, you know, maybe you dream about being in the city, or maybe you dream about being somewhere that's lush with the rolling hills and beautiful trees and all of that. But whatever it is that you're dreaming about, take some time to decompress, to really think what it means to you, why you're dreaming this even to begin with. And that can be a clue as to how to proceed, how to move forward, how to press forward. Yeah, because I feel like if you're to stand still with your gifts and your dreams and thinking about opening up a new business or tweaking the one that you currently have in order to prosper more or be more affluent, then there's definitely a need to let go of the past and figure out how to move forward in the future. And part of the clue to you and for you is going to be to make an assessment as far as like, why do I want this? What about this gives me joy? Do I have an interest in skincare? I know I'm good at this, but do I have an interest, a passion for it? Do I believe in this cause? Because if not, it's just going to wind up being another job, another chore, and another task on your list to complete. Okay. So you guys can be having a hard time with your vocal cords. Say it like that. But I mean, speech could be difficult for you at this point in time. Maybe articulating what it is that you want to convey, what you want to express, and how you want to go about this. And partially, I feel like that's due to you being a little bit out of practice on how you're speaking. Maybe you're not speaking your truth very often. And I really struggle with that. This is still one of my struggles, okay? So what Spirit wants you to know, pile 1, please. What does Spirit want you to know? 2 cards. We'll take this. 6 of Swords. You're definitely moving on. You are definitely moving on. Let's bring this closer. Okay. Well, that's as close as it wants. So we have like the tortoise and the hare being reflected right here. And it's like the hare is just kind of chilling with heels on even, saying, yeah, you know, I'm faster than you. But we have the tortoise right here. And so this might be saying that currently you might be feeling like things are really, really slow. And I read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's in this booklet for this deck, but it talks about the tortoise on the back. If you count all the little, not the squares, but the little things around it, it's like has 28, it's got 12 things around it, sorry, surrounding tortoise shell, and then 28 different little squares in the middle, indicating the days. I don't know how true that is, but anyways, that's something to think about. This is about time. 6 of Swords is definitely about moving to calmer waters, safer waters, but it's also taking your time to do it. Spirit wants you to know that it will give you emotional gratification. I feel like you'll present differently. Okay. I love how these cards are just so quirky because it takes the, I don't know, it just offers a new vitality, a new way of doing things. And we're here to say that just trust in the process. At 6 of Swords, it sometimes can be painful, leaving things behind, not really sure about how your new future is going to work out, but you're looking for something calmer, for something more suited for you with your gifts. Let's see. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so you are a hard worker, and maybe perhaps you're even a tailor. Maybe your name is Taylor. What do I know? But listen, you are a perfectionist, a master crafter. So whatever it is that you do, you're definitely incredibly skilled right now. And Spirit says, take heart, because whatever you have and wherever it is that you're headed, you are definitely able to take those skills with you. How I know is because with the 6 of Swords, we carry the swords of wisdom, of knowledge, of communication, of being able to cut out what doesn't really work for you and things like that. We're carrying all those skills with us into the future. What does Spirit want you to know regarding your gifts? I feel like these are like tangible. So it's time for you to be balanced, to be, you know, embracing temperance. This is interesting because we did talk a little bit about maybe having guilt over maybe drinking or having some kind of substance issues. And, you know, I've already shared my whole life on this channel. What the heck? Why stop now? I don't feel like it even matters. I'm just going to say that it is a time for you to really balance your positive and negative polarities, to allow yourself to be cerebral, but also embody your emotions, like within your body is going to be very important this time. I think that you are being, I heard hard on yourself, but trust. I hear you have alliances as well. And I feel like you have a lot of grace. So moving forward, yeah, there are going to be a lot of changes and fluctuations. With this number reducing to a number 5, changes and fluctuation is to be expected, but it's necessary to get to where you want to get with your gifts, okay? So I want to get a little bit more because I know we're into this, but it's like I have a lot of, but I just don't have a lot of like tangibles. So let's see if we can get a little bit more here. Best course of action, please. 3 cards. For pile 1. Use that fire with your family. You have a desire to be close, to have a family, maybe family of origin, family of choice, whatever works for you. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So this has something to do with bringing unity about. And what else? Whatever you consider family to be. Writing. You could be writing perhaps about your family of choice, your family of origin. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. So it's good to put pen to paper. even old school it appears, because I see that there is a big old angel right here, which is echoing the Temperance, and this is your future. Okay, so you have a lot of movement, you have a lot of invisible protection for you. I know that you're feeling a lot of fear currently at this time. If you're making huge decisions like starting your own business or tweaking it to move forward, it feels like a really big jump, but Spirit has you. You are encased in this like bubble of protection right here, which is really, really cool. And your last card, please. Time to decide. Check that out. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. What do we talk about? Having that pitta, going within, desiring exactly, or researching and exposing exactly what it is that you desire. Okay. So, and the why behind it can be the wind beneath your wings, is what I just heard. But I feel like you're reaching into the cosmos, getting your own downloads, and things are really going to work well if you continue doing this. So continue praying or meditating, whatever your thing is. Let me know in the comments what it is that you are doing or where it is that you're headed, if you feel comfortable. If not, please like, share, comment, subscribe if this resonates, and much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Gracelle. Pile number 2. You chose Buddha. I love Buddha. So if you chose Buddha, this is your reading. For those of you new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. Here we go. So some of you guys could be really, really connected to Buddha, ancient teachings, or just learning about it. I'm going to have to look this one up in the book because I want to be consistent, and I did read in pile number 1, so we want to do the same thing. I'm trying to be consistent, you guys, like same. No favoritisms here. So Buddha, one who is aware. Buddha is not just one person, but anyone who has an aware and a blessed soul. Right now, that's you. You have woken up to your true self and let go of the illusions that were binding you to the material world. You've taken off the mask of security and given a good look into the vastness of your own soul. You've realized that nothing is inherently good or bad, but rather just is. You understand the non-dual nature of the world and are letting go of judgments of the mind. Hold the knowledge that we are all Buddha-natured. It just takes remembering. Fascinating. And you can't see a darn thing on here. Come on now. Just give us some light. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do an energy check. Energy check for pile 2. What Spirit wants you to know. Energy check. What's your current energy? Okay. So the High Priestess and the 9 of Cups. Beautiful. You could be feeling really reserved or viewed as being really reserved right now, connected to mysticism or mystics. You could have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you do not share with other people. I don't know how to prop that up. That's just not going to go well for me. Anyways, and your desires are something that's quite hidden from other people. I feel like people don't really get you, okay? Let's find out a little bit more. These cards jumped out for pile 1, so I figure just to be consistent. Let's use them as well. Pile number 2. Energy check for you. Energy check. Demolisher. So you know that something has to be destroyed. You have the ability to step out of the past and let go of old energies to step into the new with ease. You thrive on change, okay? And that really goes well with the Buddha card that we just read, doesn't it? What else do we have? 2 sides. You have 2 extreme sides, and people could be like viewing you like this. You have 2 extreme sides to you. But yeah, with much grace and poise, this ability gives you an advantage by keeping them in wonder. So, yeah, I mean, it goes back to that. People don't really know what to make of you, and same, I get that too. So no big deal there. I feel like anybody who is worth their salt in your life will make an effort, and wisdom and knowledge of you will evolve over time, or not at all, however it's supposed to go, right? So that is where you're currently at. And I feel like your happy place is your connection with spirit. Your joy is with connection to the other side. You could also be somebody who likes to stare into fire, like fire scrying, water scrying. I feel more of a connection to fire, actually, but we'll see. You could also be deeply connected to the moon phases. You could be wondering and getting downloads as to what is going to make you happy. And maybe you've done all the studying, such as like Buddha, like what we read about earlier, that we read that everything is just really a facade, that you've come to that conclusion, that even though we own our houses and cars and businesses and things, in the end, if they're not paid off, they're not really owned anyways. No, it's a little bit controversial, but here we are, loving the controversy. Energy check for pile 2. Okay. Here we go. The Five of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, don't burn. No, no. Okay. So this could have a little bit to do with whatever was going on pile 1. I don't want to really get detailed about it, but I have Five of Wands. As I said, that was 501 on my camera right now for you. This is a lot of like battles. This is about tug of warring. This is about duality. This is about even speaking out and somebody else standing their ground and poking the bear, right? This is about things really not going quite smoothly. And it could have to do with your workplace, your workspace. It could have to do with your talent, your skills, your gifts, and things like that. We are going to explore a little bit more about what's going on with you. I'd like to know why these cards are here. Oh, yeah. So enlightenment, and I feel like you go through stages where you feel like, you know, you're enlightened. You feel like a brand new baby in front of like spirit, or, you know, just really wanting to dig your feet in and get your downloads, but also dig your heels into this grounded world, which is something that we're really familiar with and can feel a lot safer in ways, simply because the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. So you could be oscillating a little bit between, yeah, I totally get this, but on the practical side, it's got to be more like this. I've got to have, you know, this going on as well. So you could be teetering a little bit, and that's okay, because honestly, if you don't question things, then you won't be solid anyways. And this speaks to anything, any arrangement, relationship, situationship. You got to be solid. Self-worth, yeah. And right now is the time I feel like you are even exploring your self-worth, wondering, you know, it's like, do I go after what I want, what I have, because I feel like I know I have a lot to offer. This crow is, I'm not sure she's a crow. She's beautiful, but her beak's small. It's almost like a the smaller ones. Okay, yeah, crow, not raven. But anyway, she has her little arm raised up to her neck, a throat chakra. It's like not communicating, almost like protecting her heart chakra as well. And so that could have a lot to do with what you believe you deserve in life. Do I deserve the nice, finer things in life? Do I go after them? Is it in line with my spirituality? Everything that I worked for? Is it worth, you know, the time that I put into it? Or if I head in this direction and I look at my gifts even more, am I going to wind up renouncing all the things that I worked for? And, you know, in some ways you could be looking at life and thinking, what is the point? What is the point if you attain everything and you're close to spirit and you sit on that throne where maybe you feel like you belong, maybe you feel like you don't belong, but is it going to leave you isolated? And are you going to be able to have other people's like understanding or backing or agreeing with you that this is what you belong doing, that kind of a thing? So there are two sides to every story. You could be expressing a lot of duality currently, and that is fine. It's part of a journey, and a journey, you know, wasn't made with just one simple step. What else do we need to know? Energy check. This could involve your home, the four corners of the world, how you feel stable, how you stabilize yourself, your mind, your body, your soul. This could be about you dancing through life and being able to set up shop in a new way, shape, or form as well. Because it's a new home. It's not really established. Maybe you're wanting to move somewhere differently. And the Three of Cups, this is maybe, what do they call that? Reunion. Words fail me today, but maybe you're thinking about having a reunion with someone or something, reunited because it feels so good. Okay, listen. So it's almost like this one with her hand. She's like, cut, don't be singing. Okay, we're not singing through yours. But listen, so this could have something to do with like a reunion or just happy hour, having good times, enjoying yourself, and then questioning, it's like, how do I integrate my spirituality and my sacral chakra? Because that is what this is about. What gives you pleasure? What gives you joy, right? And you get the same card as the Page of Cups. Is take it just as you would a child. Allow things to surprise you. Allow one foot in front of the other and not trying to put the horse in front of the cart, but instead, wow, not putting the horse behind the cart. Wow, maybe you're kind of like me. Maybe you're feeling a little bit punchy and a little bit excited and not really sure how to like phrase things, or things fly out of your mouth and it totally reverse. If you guys have ever seen Boondock Saints, that is a classic movie. Squirrel. So I'm watching a squirrel climb up. But anyways, in Boondock Saints, that bartender is always getting his sayings like mixed up, and everybody always laughs at him. It's just kind of funny. But you could be somebody like that. So what I have popped out for you is a Seven of Swords right here. Okay, focus with a light, please, would be nice. Yeah. So we have Seven of Swords right here, and this is about kind of being a lone wolf. This is about doing things your way, and you could have, because after we take the Two of Swords away, then we have the five remaining, Five of Swords echoing, maybe some kind of a battle, some kind of a combat. And it could be saying that people might be talking because they see a lot of this kind of like gossipy energy around you. That maybe perhaps you want to go your own way, or you want to do things your own way. If you're working for a company, people could be afraid that you want to work for a competitor or you want to compete with them, that kind of a thing. I don't think that's true. And I just feel like that you're moving, you're making stealthy moves, and it has very similar vibes to the High Priestess. So it is good to be able to kind of keep your cards close to your chest, no pun intended, and to see how things evolve one thing after another, like one step at a time, basically. Okay. Goldfish is definitely, fish are considered good omens. Anyways, so let us see what else we have. That was your energy check. If this is your energy currently and that makes sense to you, then this is your reading. If not, choose another pile, or you can look at a different reading altogether, or you can do whatever you want. Imagine that. Yep. So what else do we have here? Next, we're going to be looking at what Spirit wants you to know. Let's use these cards again just because they're kind of cool. What does Spirit want you to know about your gifts? About your gifts. It could be spiritual. It could be practical. Combination there doesn't make a difference. What does Spirit want you to know currently? 2 cards. Self-love. Real love. Okay, so you advocate a healthy lifestyle, taking good care of your body, mind, and spirit, teaching others to give and love back to themselves, to give love back to themselves. You give good love to me. I don't know any of those songs because I'm not into like music like that, but I know some verses anyways. And divergent, you could be divergent, neurodivergent. You stand out from the rest, the way you think, the way you dress. It's rare and unique, making you very desirable. Meow. Pile number 2. What's going on with you? People obviously want to be around you. They want to, look. So this was another deck I was not planning on using, but I mindlessly just flipped. Physical touch could be your love language. A tender touch means so much. And for the heck of it, we're going to see where this goes, because Buddha don't look like he's, about that life, but I don't know. We're going to find out a little bit about you. So what Spirit wants you to know? What Spirit wants you to know? What does Spirit want pile number 2 to know regarding your gifts? Regarding your gifts, regarding your third eye, what does Spirit want you to know? 6 of Pentacles. This is about giving and receiving. This is about having enough to be able to share with other people. Give and take. What else? What does Spirit want you to know? Clarity. You're gaining clarity. You're going to gain clarity. You're going to gain wisdom on what works for you and what's going to be good for you moving forward. These cards, I get them all mixed up. Not good. But I'm going to say that you have the ability also, like if you have any doubt at all, you are going to be able to cut out whatever it is that is nonsense. And part of your gift also, because it's interesting that it says love language is physical touch, and we have divergent here. And I always think of like neurodivergent and having issues with like tactile issues and or preferences, right? And it's interesting because I have a lot of my own issues with that. Recently I discovered, well, I didn't discover, but recently I let the cat out of the bag, and I actually took the chair that's usually where the patient sits, and I put the chair's feet on my feet, and the pressure of it just gave me comfort. I know it's really weird. It just gives me comfort, and I usually do it when nobody's around, but I just did not care. And maybe I just need that comfort. So you could be someone like that, or depending on the clothing that I use, especially like shirts or jackets or whatnot, the texture could actually soothe me. So you could be something like that. That could mean something to you. 3 of Pentacles. So this involves cooperation. Cooperation could be very important to this whole thing right now as far as your gifts go. And this could be other people that are similar. They're almost like looking down at their phones, right? It just appears to me sometimes that they're looking down at their phones. This could be something that you were learning how to do with people that are online. For example, like groups that are similar to you, whether you're into whatever, like making special chess pieces or whittling or painting or paint throwing. I don't know what your thing is, but you could have a team online that really helps you to kind of spruce up your gifts and things like that, and perhaps even give ideas as to how to go about them or to refine your own things. So next we have the Empress right here. And this is you having that confidence that you have embodied so many different things, and it's time to really embrace that you have come to a point in your life where you have been all of the queens. This is Queen of Swords, super intellectual and really able to be cutthroat when needed, getting down to business, no nonsense. But also she's suffered a lot. You've had a lot of life experiences that are easily going to translate into whatever it is that you're wanting to do with your gifts. Self-love and divergence here. Show me what Spirit wants you to know about your gifts. The 8 of Cups. Well, part of your gift is to be able to know when people's time is up in your life. 8 of Cups is about walking away when things just are no longer serving. You have poured each and every cup, like whatever fluid in there. And you took your time, you took your patience, you made sure it was the perfect temperature, and yet it did not yield you the 9 of Cups that you so desire. And so part of your gift is the ability to transmute and change that and see that you've learned a lot. Maybe you learned how to pour tea perfectly and what temperature perfectly and what the fragrance is supposed to be like and how it affects different people. So you are definitely taking those gifts and talents elsewhere, and I see the 2 butterflies right here. So I feel like it could be a little bit of a mystery how this is going to work, how these gifts are actually gifts for you. But make no mistake, whatever you've walked away from, you've learned exactly what you've needed to learn, and they are going to translate into something powerful moving forward. Look. The Knight of Cups right here just tells me that there is fast movement coming, and it's going to be you. Okay, this is moving forward. This is emotional gratification. This is I'm moving forward, chasing what excites me, my emotional fulfillment, my drive. Everything is based on what gets you going emotionally. And that could not be a bad thing at all, right? People think of emotions as like, oh, well, you got to be practical. And, you know, to a certain extent you do, but you also have to have passion and drive and emotion behind it. What else do we need to know? What Spirit wants you to know, please, about your gifts. So part of your gifts, and you may not see it as a gift, is the way that you can rivet upon an idea or obsess upon something and really Rubik's Cube it into a way that is going to help you to move forward in life, or it's going to help you to be able to cut out what it is that you do not want. So this ability is very useful because I think in comparison to other people, first of all, if they don't have a desire for it, they don't have that drive, that knack, and that need to really kind of Rubik's Cube things into such a manner that it kind of falls into place. And this is a card to me of like mastery. So you could be a little bit obsessive, a little bit like extra, as people would like to say. But with the blue hands and the blue face right here, I think that you are looking for perfection in whatever that means to you. It could be a craft, it could be a business, it could be a way of living. Whatever perfection is you have the ability to rivet on it and not waver at all. And it's perhaps something that you kind of go to bed thinking about and you wake up thinking about, okay? And that's actually a good thing because you have all the skills to execute what it is that you want. Queen of Pentacles right here. So this is saying that you can actually make quite a living from it, okay? This is all encompassing, and I feel like you are growing into a gift, a talent of knowing like when to plant, when to sow, knowing that it's not your responsibility to always be the one that uproots things from, let's say, the fields, the growing fields. And you're like, okay, it's time to harvest this. You're not always going to be a harvester, but you will reap the benefits of all of your efforts, whether you are the one watering the plants, watering the crop, whatever. Or whether you're, you know, checking things out and putting manure there to make sure it grows, fertilizer, all the things, right? So just know that this is beneficial and things are growing even as we speak. So it's got to be up to you to be able to prune those things that you see around you that are growing. It could be, for example, like small flickers of a business showing itself. And it's like, wow, people would pay me to do this. I had no idea. And they're like, yeah, Frank, come over. I'll pay you to do your taxes, or I'll pay you to really look around and tell me how to organize my garden to be the most beneficial, like a homesteader, or whatever the case may be. Nine of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like you have the knack to be able to turn anything into money if that's what you are looking for. But also this card tells me Nine of Pentacles is just being auspicious by yourself, seeing the value in yourself and seeing that I'm the one that brings all the milkshake to the yard. Just kidding. But this is somebody who knows their worth, right? They know that they can turn a dime and turn it into like $5 and multiply it and continue on, so on and so forth. But this is somebody also who enjoys the luxuries. I'm looking at her attire right here, her dress, even her hair and the way it is shaped, and that is quite beautiful. So I feel like you have a lot of skill, a lot of artistic value to you. And something about being the coins on her back. It's like, I feel like people have you pegged for someone that makes money easily or has money already. Definitely having gifts of being, this is my quintessential, I don't want to say loner, but somebody who has the ability to be steadfast. And yeah, they could be by themselves or they could be a partner. It doesn't make a difference, but they are well comfortable within their own skin. So if you're not feeling that, that is exactly where you are headed. Beautiful. I want to get a little bit more clarity on your gifts here, because this seems to just be like very vague and I'm not liking that. Clarity for pile 2 on their gifts, please. Author. So maybe you should be writing a book or reading a book that's going to inspire you. And I feel like that's going to cut through all of the shit, all of the chase. Ha, chase. You have a book inside you that wishes to be expressed. Make time to write it. If you have a story within you, please, that story needs to be told. And that is a fact, okay? That's why you're here. Connect your life purpose through your involvement with books. So something about it is, I'm hearing divine justice, which is really interesting. It's not even what I was thinking about. Okay, this one wants a pop too. What? Did you not see that? Okay, look. Sorry, I got all excited. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Justice. What did I just say? Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. This is the scales. You have a way of balancing out the scales, and I feel like people might take offense to this some way, somehow, like it's a slight on them, but it has nothing to do with them. I feel like just by nature, you have a way of balancing the scales in a powerful way that people typically don't see. Where is that deck? I'm like, how do I lose decks? It's right in front of me because I put other ones on top. That's quite not lovely. Okay. What Spirit wants you to know about these gifts? Your best course of action, please. Passion, passion. So, look, she's even reading a book. You could be like an author. You could be a voiceover, or somebody that reads books for a living, or somebody who donates their time to read to people in like retirement communities, whatever it is. Make sure that you have your passion that's ignited, and has a lot to do with justice. And it's interesting because right when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about somebody who has a lot of siblings and the pecking order of their family and how that went down. Basically, like being the youngest and getting all the hand-me-downs because their parents have been through that, been there, done that, and they know that they outgrow it. Or being the youngest and getting everything, depends on the perspective. They get to do this and that, and the parents aren't so tight and rigid with them any longer. So it could be even having justice as perceived by you within a family. So, I mean, look, impartiality. This one came out in pile number 1 too. So ink and paint. Just interesting. Just seeing like how things are being balanced right here. Once again, Libra is being kind of, I heard exonerated, but exemplified right here. And with this veil kind of covering, you could even feel like, is it endoplasma? So a lot of mediums that would channel are said to experience this phenomenal, something that you can look up as well. But I feel like you have an ability to see through justice, fairness. I feel like your solar plexus definitely tells you when things are fair and when they're not, which is quite interesting. So you have a lot of room for expansion. And look, all these colors are being breathed from her belly. It's almost like from that solar plexus right here. The yellow coming through. And the sacral chakra kind of merging together, even though it's a heart chakra color. So you have a lot of expansion to be had by getting downloads from, I hear, ancestors and ancient ones. All you have to do is put your hand out and accept the assignment. And you will help to restore justice, whatever that means to you in your world. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. I know it's going to be probably for just a few, and that's okay. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, Pal 3. My name is Griselle with Psychicmd. I am here to do your reading. Pal number 3, you chose this incredibly beautiful card that says tapas. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. Much appreciated. So you chose a card as I throw the book down. This is not good. One moment, please. We got that all squared away. That was fun. Pile number 3, I totally threw the book on the floor. So, tapas. You've gotten where you are because of your discipline, tapas. And this will continue to take you where you need to go. While discipline sounds like a heavy word, it is really just committing to some highest version of yourself. The next involvement will require refinement of your inner strength. You are undergoing a deep transformation, stepping outside of your comfort zone, gaining strength, moving through fear. Now's the time to ask yourself the important question. What practices have I committed to? What practices do I still need to commit to? Is my daily routine serving me? How can I improve it? Where do I need to set boundaries in my life to further align with my truth? Am I showing up for myself the way I would for a friend or a child? So these are questions that are in need of questioning right now. In need of questioning, yeah. Basically, yes. They're in need of questioning, and they pertain to your gifts. Interesting. This is really quite beautiful, so I want you to feast your eyes just for a moment. Look how pretty that is. So you could be in a period of contemplation, isolation, maybe even a vacation, right? Pile number 3, your gifts. Your gifts, your third eye. What is going on? Energy check for pile 3, please. Energy check for pile 3. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So this could be saying that you are definitely in a period of reflection, introspection. There's a lot going on, and maybe perhaps you have a lot of different characters in your world. This was left to the side. Oh, here we go. Yep, that makes sense to me. So I feel like currently you are juggling, and you could be juggling in between like the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So Queen of Cups is somebody who is incredibly, and I feel like this is within you more than anything, but you could oscillate between literally a person that's connected to their emotions, really giving, very loving, very much like looking at how can I help, what can I do, how can I participate, what do you need, very in tune with her emotions, very balanced for the most part, I would say, and very giving. Look at that red cup. And that's what makes you feel secure. Now, this could also represent a person. So that could be a person that gets their security by serving and giving in that manner. And you could be someone who is also the Knight of Wands. This is my desire. This is what I want. I'm always on the move. I heard on the run, but that's not quite what I was going for. So this could be like on to the next project. I didn't really care for that. On to the next project. And that's where all these questions are coming in. Is this really good for me? Is it serving a purpose? Is it balanced? Because I feel like this is going to help you root out all the things that are non-essential into your current life right now. This is also going to make way for what is going to be good for you. Because I feel like you're a little bit, well, I want to do that, but do I commit to it? I want to do both, that kind of a vibe. And I can well understand this. If this is your energy currently, then you've arrived at your reading. Pile number 3, a little bit more about being. Because I feel like what this is stating is that you have 2 ways of doing things, and you're a little bit like oscillating here and there and balancing, but now's the time to trim the fat, to go with what the Queen of Swords knows intuitively, what is best, cutting off all that hinders. This in and out energy of the Knight of Wands is fun. It could be fire, it could be inspiring, but sometimes it doesn't have any lasting anything because you're on to the next. Is that good for your life right now? We don't know. Energy check for pile number 3. What do we have for being? You could be interested, I like that. I pronounce so pretty. Interested in mandalas, in hennas, and henna tint. I love henna tints. Anyways, henna tattoos is, I guess, what I'm really trying to say. You could be trying to find your emotional gratification. You could be trying to bring about with this little lamp right here at his foot. It's almost like I'm wishing for emotional gratification. I really want this, and this is what I need in my life. All about emotions, all about what makes you feel ooey gooey and just lovely emotionally, right? But the Queen of Swords knows that all of these things cannot be good. For example, if this person, this little creature here, drank all those 9 cups all at once, they're not going to get their wish fulfilled because they're probably going to get a bellyache or have edema. or something, because it's just not going to go well, too many drinks, right? So we could be oscillating between like being really fit and overindulging, or being really spiritual, or and letting everything else go by the wayward. Extremism is felt here. Pile number 3. If this is your read, I definitely feel you. I feel you, because I've always been an extremist. I've always said jokingly, nobody likes a quitter. That's not good for us, okay? So let's go ahead and get these out of the way, actually. And we're going to find out what Spirit has to say to you. Pile 3. What Spirit has to say to thee about your gifts, okay? I'm going to start out with these because that's what we used in the other decks. We're not doing reversals on this. I heard rehearsal, actually. We're not doing rehearsal on these cards. No, no, no. Pile number 3. What does Spirit has to say about your gifts here, please? Pile number 3. What do we have for thee? Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you're liking these kind of reads. 2 cards, please. Sophisticated. What? You have a higher understanding of sex and sexuality. It's authentic and empowering, often having a shocking effect on people and provoking insecurity in others. And what else do we have? I feel like you do things a lot. Oh, what's up? Pile number 3. Do we have boss energy that intimidates other people? Do we have a high sexual nature, or are you perceived as having a high sexual nature, but also boss energy? You can embody both, you know. You have your together and being precisely who you are and hot in pursuit of what your goals are that captivate and inspire others. So not only are you aesthetically beautiful and you can argue, but it doesn't make a difference. Essentially, what we think doesn't make a difference. It's what we think. Wait. You like that? Wow. I'm so confusing myself. I think you get my point, though. What we think doesn't really make a difference. It's what other people think about this, okay? Even though your self-esteem is all about how you perceive yourself and how you handle yourself, because that winds up being how you carry yourself. People think that you are definitely big boss energy, okay? Big D energy. Sophisticated. I heard inquiring minds. You can have a real analytical mind. What does Spirit want you to know, please? Yeah, analytical mind. And that's how you're going to get to what it is that you want. You get downloads. I feel like you get downloads from Spirit, from the middle of nowhere. I mean, she's up in the clouds. You could have, very much like myself, for a long time, I was detached. From my neck down, I felt like nothing was really working. I got all my downloads from like my neck up, okay? And it was like a constant joke to self. But even with the peacock feather right here, I feel like your intellect is very well known in your community. And that's something that's an incredible gift, because you can articulate things, you can persuade people with it, you can actually cut through the core of everybody's nitty gritty, and that's quite formidable. That's why people feel like you have boss energy and they're a little bit afraid of you. Dare I say, you could be like dominatrix vibes, okay? A little bit like, this is, you know, I said what I mean what I say, and what is the hold up here? No nonsense edge to you. You could be quite edgy. But I also feel like with your connection to Spirit, you have the ability to cut through everything that doesn't work for you in order for you to get that 9th cup, that emotional gratification, that wish, that desire to be fulfilled. You can actually do this. Let's get a little bit more energy here for pile 3. Pile number 3, your gifts. What does Spirit have to say about your gifts, please? I feel like the fog is receding. If you had any doubts about things, about how to handle things, about your your way of doing things. I feel like those doubts are going away. Maybe you've been feeling like you've been in your head too much, or you're quick to kind of cut things through to the core and causes people a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Maybe you're feeling like you're a little bit too sharp. Maybe you got to be a little bit more like handling things with a gentle glove, and that is not so. So keep doing whatever it is that you are doing, because cutting through the quick is allowing you to get to the point. And I feel like that is what makes you you. I mean, big D, healing energy. What's up? People think that like being an air sign, or like the Queen of Swords character, being able to cut through all the noise and get to the point isn't healing, but it is incredibly healing, especially when we're surrounded by nonsense, by BS, by people that want to play game, people that want to like stroke your hand and smack you in the face with the other. Okay, so I know that that's a little bit extreme, but I'm just gonna say that I really appreciate you just being concise and to the point. Your natural energy, healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. And maybe perhaps you getting centered, even here the chakras are being featured, is going to really help you be in alignment not only with yourself but with spirit. And that is really going to help you to be standing on solid ground and not to be so incredibly cerebral that you don't relate to this world, but it's going to bring those gifts forward. Now is the time to be able to bring everything that you can feel from the other side into this world. That is such an awkward way to put it, but I don't know of any other way to put it. Look, freedom. I feel like you have the ability to show people what is good for them and what is not good for them. You could be a counselor, a psychologist, psychiatrist. You could be a consultant, where you walk in and go, look, this just is not working. Are you ready to try something different? Because I have a plan for you. In fact, I have 2 plans for you. One, we can get straight to the point and get going. And the other one could be a little bit softer, and we can meander to the place where you feel comfortable. But don't you want to get to the next point is a point, right? So you could be a Reiki healer, able to distinguish good energy from bad, or where, all the things with energy. I'm not a Reiki healer or pretend to be. You could heal with your voice, which would be the Queen of Swords aspect of you. Boss energy, you can direct. You can maybe direct a play, direct a novel, direct a set. I don't know. But you're free to do what you choose. You have a lot of talent, a lot of gifts, and you would not consider it like gifts like that. When we talk about gifts, I'll bet you didn't click on this channel and this reading because you thought I was going to say you're a great communicator. Yet here we are. You're divinely protected. Pile number 3, you are safe. You're safe and supported while you change your career. And maybe perhaps this is stating that you're literally changing your career. Maybe you find that you're a little bit too gruff and too tough for the industry that you're in right now. And maybe perhaps this is saying that that was simply a building block to what it is that you're about to create. And I feel like it's something different than what you would originally anticipate. Maybe you could even be like a coach, how to communicate, how people can communicate to other people, okay? Whether it's like interpersonal affairs or business, or how people can communicate through technology, okay? So I feel like you're like on a vision quest, and you have an ability to see that these are indeed building blocks, but you want to see it's like, what is the final product here? Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. It's like you want to get your hands dirty. This has got to be your vision quest, your brainchild, if you will. But make no mistake, you are a builder. Maybe you're looking for a community, or you're building a team. Whatever it is going to be really powerful, especially under your guidance. What does Spirit want you to know? Part of your building abilities doesn't come strictly from you and your schooling, or the way that you learned how to build because of the bumps in life, like me. Yeah, a lot of this was divinely given to you. A lot of this was given to you from the other side, from your ancestors, from spirit. A lot of your building is actually to create harmony. It's designed to create harmony. It's designed for kinship. It's designed for symbiotic emotion. Is that like the right word? I'm not entirely sure. But I feel like your ability to communicate really bridges the gap and helps people feel like, wow, I like really see you. And because it can be intimidating to have somebody cut to the core with like boss energy and that sensuality, I feel like you can get people mixed up in their feelings. People can actually think that they're like attracted to you. And this doesn't even have a place in this reading. I wasn't trying to go there, but I'm getting it, so you're getting it too. Look, your clarity, your vision, the way that you can actually see things clear in a manner that other people cannot is quite shocking, quite astounding, and actually quite arousing. I'll be surprised. We don't get the King of Wands right here, but we have the King of Pentacles. People actually want to wife you, husband you, or, you know, you could be the mate. It doesn't make a difference. I don't read sex on this channel. But I feel like you could have people like reaching out to you in order to like throw in their lot with yours. They want to invest in you because they see that you can cut through the BS, see things from a different way, and bring about emotional gratification. I feel also that people, again, can confuse you for like being their soulmate or being their mate because you quite understand. You understand them on a deeper level, like a lot faster and more concisely than other people. That can be confusing. People that you work with tend to like want to get intimate with you or feel intimately close with you, okay? Even though they're a little bit freaked out and scared of that boss energy, right? Boss. There's, can't make it up. I can't make it up. You've seen it here first. Listen, pile number 3. People have some energy towards you as far as like that Knight of Wands, okay? They want to be like kind of in and out. You attract all the bees to the honey. Am I saying that right? I'm not sure. All the honeybees to the honey. Regardless, I feel like you get my gist. I feel like people can have a thing for you and not even know it. They could be scared of you and yet feel that sexual tension and excitement as well. Regardless, I feel like this all has to do with your fire, and you're going to determine what to do with it. Pile number 3, what do we have for the, show me more about these gifts for pile 3. Pile 3, your gifts, your third eye. What is going on here? Clairvoyance. This could feel like a separation. Like what you see can really serve to separate you at times. You could feel lonely. You could feel lost. You could feel like, well, I done cut everything down in the woods. Now what? And I've felt that before. And so it's going to be really important that we don't use our mouth for like, you know, for cutting things down, cutting people down, things like that. I don't feel like that's your intention, but it definitely feels like you could be a little bit on the out, or feeling like on the outside, you're on the outside looking in kind of a thing, okay? Even though you have enough to keep yourself warm and things like that, I feel like you might be somebody who does a lot of self-soothing because you're grossly misunderstood. Why? Because you have big boss energy, because your sexuality can lead into the room before you even lead into the room. I feel like you look good, you smell good, you dress well, and people get confused. Why would you feel left out or less than, or like you don't have a community? Well, because you're trailblazer. Ha! Is that not trailblazing energy right there? Because you're willing to take a risk into the abyss, into the unknown. You're willing to take a leap of faith. I feel like you make assessments and you act accordingly. And sometimes, yeah, it could be a little bit tough going. People feel like you're really mysterious, by the way. Won't be surprised if the High Priestess comes out in your reading. 9 of Pentacles, people feel like you do really well, like you're a loner. And maybe you are. Maybe you are a loner. It could be a loner as far as business goes. You make your own ideas and ideals and you follow through with them. You make your own clothing, perhaps. You are very poised, articulate when you communicate. And yet, in the end, you travel by yourself. You do things your own way, and you have your own mindset. So this has a lot to do with what it is that you are doing as far as integrating all these skills with your heart chakra, I feel. Okay, I think that that'll make you a little bit less, yeah, Oh my goodness. Here we have it. Sharon Stone in llama form. Just kidding. So I'm going to say, you know, the Hierophant has, it's like they're committed to source. They're committed and plugged into energy to source. They get their downloads. And I feel like with this like old school radio right here, you might be the one articulating this, but there is so much green around, and she's holding like this green growing thing. We don't know what that is, but that communicates to me love. It's all about heart energy. So there's a lot of change in you. And maybe perhaps you're taking up like a new workout program, and that's what we talked about before with the tapas, this all these questions coming up. It's like, do I do this or that? Do I invest in yoga or Pilates? Do I take up running or jogging, or, you know, all the things? So it could be refining what it is that your heart is calling you towards, so that you can indeed become the healer, more in touch with your heart. I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. And here we have the Six of Pentacles. Is just a little bit goes a long way. No need to be so extreme. I feel like getting like good workouts in and things like that is actually going to lead you towards the next step, the next answer that you are seeking. That's how your spiritual gift is going to develop. Make sure that you reserve enough for yourself, meaning you don't overextend yourself. You're not overgiving. You're taking care of the young, and this could be the young who are simply learning how to maybe articulate. They're the young people, or the young at heart, who are learning how to master all the skills that you have done mastered, like how to communicate, how to be aggressive, assertive, how to really cut out everything that hinders. You are going to be able to show other people that path, okay? Some of this is going to require you to be the hermit and go within. Going within might take you having thick skin. When I think of rhinos, I think of like thick skin. I think of skill. I think of how they have the ability to defend themselves as well with their little beady eyes. I think of suspicion. It's like I'm eyeballing everything with suspicion. But in this case, I feel like you are taking a trip down memory lane to really recover what it is that you had a dream. Okay, once upon a time, I would ask people at work, if you were able to have a superpower, what would that be? And it was interesting to hear people's replies. Actually, I did do this at this last job. And one person said to be invisible or to be telepathic, and others like to fly, to teleport, and all these things. And the only thing that I can think of as far as like gift, if I was able to have a gift, is to heal hearts, which seems incredibly opposed to like how we come across. Okay, so maybe that illustration I gave you is simply because you can identify with it, or something about it kind of ticks that for you as well. But this is going way, way back to find out what it is that you have lost, that you used to love once upon a time, to bring it back into the forefront. And that is a gift of yours that you've left behind, or that you really haven't nurtured much because you've been busy being boss energy, busy being clean and concise and sharp and all of those things. But now's the time to get into your body, figuring out your diet more, making commitments to that, making decisions, and going for it with your whole heart, with the same precision, the same accuracy, and the same determination. So that is what I have for you. The more that you get within your body, the more that your gift is going to flourish. Stop. Body work. This is bottom of the deck. I couldn't show you on camera because it was off, obviously, but your life purpose involves body work such as massage therapy, healing, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. Perhaps that's your path. Perhaps that's something that makes you tick, right? So that is what I have for you. Much love to you. Maybe that might get your engine revving. I don't know. You heard it here first. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste.